Alright, so I'm aware I haven't uploaded in a few days now, and that's actually due to a number of reasons. Very good reasons this time, in fact. So, as you saw by the window there, I had to pretty much uninstall OBS, because for whatever reason when I tried to update it from the previous version I had, it wouldn't allow me to do so. So I had to do a new clean install, and then I ran into the same problems that I ran into, I want to say, over a year or two ago when I first started recording, and I had to look into how to fix a bunch of that again. I've also got a noise gate going, so for example, if I hush for a few seconds, it'll just go dead quiet. Hopefully I sound a lot better than I have in the past. If I sound too loud and echoey, just let me know. I will try to do my best to, fix that. I'm not exactly sure how to go about that. I noticed that the sound is very different, though, from my previous recordings. And, when I was recording, it also looked pixely, or the frame rate was just choppy. It just didn't look good on playback. So I've been messing around with this for 2 to 3 days now. Then there was also another issue I had where I noticed that on my solid-state drive, I didn't have a whole lot of disk space, so I was trying to see if I could move everything over into my external hard drive that I have in my tower. But then I couldn't run the game from inside the bin folder that I had on that drive, so I had to copy-paste everything from my solid-state drive, decided to just suck it up, just stick to what I have in my solid-state drive. Anything I have from now on going forward is going to probably just be installed on the R drive, but the being my external drive. But anyway, that's enough dawdling. Yeah, I also had to do a bit of troubleshooting to get that working and running again. And thankfully, there's this awesome tool that Unleashed made. I won't be able to show it off here because I'm not, running it offline and bypassing EAC and all that, but I used one of his tools. I'm actually able to, well, I'll just show it in my inventory also really quick. I'm able to get as many of whatever chip as I want, and I can set everything to the cost of 1 TP metal if I want to as well. So big thank you and shout out to Unleashed, not just for that, but also helping me troubleshoot and get things working again on my end. Seriously cannot thank him and QB4 Square enough. Anytime I have technical difficulties, they're usually the first 2 people I turn to. They're both very smart with this stuff. They're both very gifted, talented in my opinion. As well as Mr. Monaco and Gearfox. In terms of the artist, like the art department. But anyway, that's enough dawdling. With that out of the way, I'm here to show off one of the new figures that came out with a recent update, and that is the End of Z Goku figure. And he's a very monstrous figure. I am in love with this figure. He's probably the new best defensive figure in the entire game right now. And what's so great about him especially is that when he's on the field with allies, the effects you see at the last part additionally gain 170 to increased effects every turn. So as long as they take 1 turn to be on the field together, they can all be on or off the field, and it won't matter. They'll still keep gaining 170 defense on all of them each turn. It's monstrous, and he easily, in my opinion, replaces both Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, who is still very good. I wouldn't say entirely replaces, because, he gains attack each turn as opposed to End of Z Goku here. But I would say it definitely replaces Whis. That's just my opinion. And you can even run a couple of other figures with him if you want to. It doesn't necessarily have to be what I've got. I've got one of my usual setups, which is Final Explosion Blue Evolved, Vados, and this one I have duped in HP. I want her to be around for as long as possible to help End of Z Goku keep stacking on defense. And I have this, I have another version of this figure, actually, that I might be throwing on the team here instead, where I've got him duped entirely into HP. I went ahead and I did actually make another version of this figure, And once again, I'm able to do that kind of stuff thanks to our boy Unleashed. I think I will do that really quick and just throw him on the team. Where's he at? There he is. That is a lot of HP. There are also a few new character skills that we did get with this last update. I don't think I showed those off yet. Pardon me for taking up time here, I'm just trying to find them. There they go, sorry about that. Here are the SEC skills. And then of course, defense up second. And I'm also putting all HP into him, because the longer I have him around, the longer I'm able to keep decreasing everyone's damage on the enemy side, and also increasing the amount of damage that they keep taking from him each turn. And this also buffs the heck out of my ultimate attack damage, which is great as well. And I have this Goku figure here, which I don't use very often. I think this in particular is a very underrated O1 figure. Get the harder hitting Goku and just dupe them all into speed. He can actually get, believe it or not, like 34,000 speed by himself. So very underrated. I'd highly recommend using him. He's great support for your team. He's increasing his damage dealt by 5% each turn. And he's also making everyone, you know, around him a lot stronger as well. Whether or not that stacks with the secondary effect on end of Z Goku, I have no idea. But if it does, that's probably going to be one of the most broken pairs with this update. But that's enough darling, just wanted to get all that out of the way. I'll put an annotation for everyone in the description if you want to just skip to the battle. But thankfully I'm here now, I'm back, and I'm ready to show off one of my favorite new figures in the game. And like normal, I'm going to start off by putting Super Saiyan 4 Goku out with Vados, and Final Explosion with Alt Vegeta. Now, there's a very good reason for me doing this. It's so that I can at least give myself a buffer of 10%, and then next turn I can put Vegeta off the field, and then I'll take turns swapping him and Super Saiyan 4 Goku out to be alongside an end of Z Goku for the next couple turns. And it works incredibly well. And you can even put Super Saiyan God Goku behind end of Z Goku. They're just a great pair. And it also helps the team's overall survivability even more, considering that Super Saiyan 4 Goku keeps lowering everyone's damage on the enemy side. So this is sort of a redo, if you will, of the attack defense deck that I uploaded with Broly. Pretty much all the attack on that team was, more than anyone, just Broly, and then I had Vados on there, and I think Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I'd have to go back and check. But anyway, this turn I'll put Vegeta off, put on the Z Goku in his trigger spot in the upper left, and start piling on defense. And it is just ridiculous how much damage this team mitigates and how much it's also able to deal. Like after a few turns, once I get Goku to ult, he usually does anywhere from 18 to 20k with an ultimate. It's ridiculously crazy strong. That also stacks with the ultimate attack damage thanks to Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So needless to say, Goku is easily MVP when it comes to, I think, SEC teams. And to start off with, he's not going to hit too hard. He'll still look decent, though, all things considered, especially since he doesn't have a whole lot of attack. He was still able to do that much, though. And he's only going to get better with Goku once I start putting him on the field. What's also great about that is it'll also help Vados get stronger, provided, you know, she lasts, which usually she does. Because, I mean, Jesus, this team just has so much damage mitigation. And I'll put Vegeta out. And I like playing it safe with Vegeta because, you know, once I lose my frontliners, I can sort of fall back on him. He's gonna have plenty of defense, you know, at that point anyway. And the only thing I can really see getting around this is maybe a couple figures like Kid Buu, Blue Vegito, and Few. And a couple that should go without saying are also Champa and Speed Bikini Videl. Which, by the way, that actually reminds me, there are a couple of the new figures I want to show off together. I'm going to be showing off the new Attack Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta EX figure alongside the new Omega Shenron because they're both ridiculously good now. But before, Omega was not really good at all. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was already broken, and they made him even more broken, like with this most recent update. And as you can see, while still off the field, they're still getting defense. And I'll usually do 1 or 2 turns with Goku on the field, with End of Z Goku provided I'm not able to use an ultimate. I usually am though, because you already know how I work. I run ultimate gauge up turn 5. And that's to mitigate ultimate gauge down every turn from the enemy. I expected a little more, but I suppose that was okay. How much defense does that UI Goku have? I mean, Jesus. Oh, well, thankfully, you know, that's out of the way now. But anyway, like I was saying earlier, I don't even want to, like, go further into what I had to deal with than I already have. Just, it was hell trying to get, you know, good recordings started up again for me. And I hope that, if at least anything, you know, at least a couple people enjoy the future content I'll be putting out here. And what's great also about the noise gate thing I mentioned is that if I got my fan running, you won't, like, hear it all the time. So in, like, periods where I shut up, it'll just shut my mic off for you. And me personally, that always drove me a little bit nuts hearing my fan in playback all the time. But thankfully now I have a workaround for that. And let's see how much this ultimate does to them. 18, 19k maybe? Over 19k. That is how ridiculously good he is. But yeah, that is pretty much going to do it for this vid. I wanted to show off the potential of what you would likely be seeing in the future as far as competitive teams. I personally think this is somewhere along the lines of what we're going to be seeing in the near future over on Monks' channel. But we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed, and yeah, I will catch you in the next one. Peace.